Why, yeah.
Oh, the song is in my head.
Hello, everybody. Welcome
Hi.
to the Homewrecker podcast. I am the Golden Greek, Alex Arion, joined as always by my beautiful, lovely, gorgeous, amazing trophy wife, the lovely Monique.
Hello.
Hi.
I've got the song stuck in my head.
Good grief.
Yes. And so I'm just dancing with the song in my head to it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Yeah.
Honey Badger status. Don't care.
Right. Isn't it like Honey Badger don't give a fuck?
Honey Badger don't give a fuck.
That's what it is, right? Okay.
Mm-mm.
Cool. All right. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yes.
And we're off to a great start.
Why not?
So we are doing a, what are we doing?
Movie review.
Movie review.
Yes.
Yay. We're doing a movie review
Yes.
on
One of my favorite movies
yes,
ever.
one of your favorite all-time movies ever.
Yes. I love this movie. But before we get to that,
Yeah.
how have you been?
I've been just fantastic as
Yeah.
always. Yeah. How about yourself?
I'm great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super busy.
Yes.
I've been working on my hypnotherapy website and past life regression hypnotherapy sessions, and
yeah, it's been
making organite on nice days.
you've shared some pretty cool things that you've been doing. Well, with me, but it's pretty just neat. Some of the stuff that you uncover in your sessions. They're pretty interesting stories and yeah. So whether you believe in that stuff or not, it's pretty interesting regardless.
And I'm going to put something out here for our hearers and watchers. If you're interested in a 50% off hypnotherapy session with me, message me, let me know, and we will set something up. But you got to get to me within the month of July. After that, no bueno. Can't do it.
All right.
Yeah. But 50% off.
What was it? What was that movie? Speaking of movie reviews, where the other guys, he's like, no drinks.
No drinks. Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
50% off.
50% off. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So take advantage of that if you're interested.
Yes, 50% off hypnotherapy. And that includes if you want to do past life regression, or if you want to do inner healing, if there's something you want to work out, weight loss, quit smoking, or quit doing anything unhealthy. There's a whole list of things.
Quit drinking Mountain Dew.
Yes, I helped somebody quit drink Mountain Dew.
And it worked?
It worked. Right? Yeah, it worked. I've helped people with insomnia. So that is something. I teach self-hypnosis. So yeah, I teach it while you're in hypnosis, and then I give you instructions so you can practice.
Don't give away all your trade secrets.
I'm not.
Now.
I'm saying like it's what I tell somebody in a consult. I'm not giving anything away. But yeah, so if you want to have a hypnotherapy session with me, contact me. If you get to me within the month of July, I'll give you 50% off. Yeah.
Not a bad racket. Not bad at all. Well, how can people reach you? Why don't we get social media plugs and stuff like that out of the way now?
Yeah.
And then we can get into our movie review. So if people want to reach you for that,
you can find me on Twitter @_Monique Giselle _. I also have an email, tarot by Monique @protonmail.com.
And where's your website?
My website is www.tarotbymonique.com. I'm working on my hypnosis website, so it's not going to be up yet, but I am working on that. And yeah, we'll have all that information in our show notes, so you can just find it there.
There you go.
Yeah.
You can find me on Twitter @thealexarion, and you can check out alexarionfitness.com. And as far as the not the website, the social media for the podcast,
@Homewrecker Pod.
On
Twitter, the only thing we're on
Twitter.
Yeah.
There you go. And you can go to our website, homewreckerpodcast.com as well.
I also have an Etsy shop, Wonders by Monique. You can get organite there. You can get candles, incense, tarot, and oracle readings, or you can go to my website, tarotbymonique.com. Get it there. A lot of stuff is a little bit less because we don't have those Etsy fees. And I'm putting more items out. Like once I make it, I get the picture, I get the description, and I put it out. Whereas Etsy, because you get a paper listing, so I kind of sprinkle it in over time. So there's more options available on my website, so you can do that there.
There you go.
So yeah, I've been busy.
Rock and roll.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I've been busy, but it's good.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome blossom.
Tremendous. I was gonna say, are we going to Applebee's? But I don't think that's at Applebee's. I think
No, isn't
that's
that Chili's?
Chili's.
That's a Chili's
Yes, that
thing,
is a
right?
Chili's thing.
Jeez, we haven't been out to eat in forever, like so long.
I don't even remember.
Stopped going out to eat at restaurants a long time ago.
Yeah,
Always had bad experiences.
it's true.
It is.
All right,
It's
so
true. All right, so let's get into our movie. So spoilers, of course.
Oh my gosh, so many spoilers.
So many
So many
spoilers. Here you go.
spoilers.
This is gonna be your show. You're gonna have a
This is
blast.
my show.
This is all you.
All right, so
I'm just you love this movie so much.
I
I don't know how
really
many
do.
times we've seen this movie because of how much you love this movie.
It's one of those movies I can just watch like over and over and over again.
I enjoy it. I think it's watchable. It's not my favorite. It's not even close to my favorite, but I enjoy it. I don't mind it. There are funny parts, and my voice is going up.
So you put up with me watching it all the time. That is love, hearers and watchers. That is love. When you just kind of like a movie, but the person you love loves it, and you just watch it all the time with them because it makes them happy. That is love and dedication.
So that's
Thank
the
you for
definition
that.
of love.
Apparently.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it.
So the movie we watched was Couples Retreat, and it came out in 2009.
Yes.
Yeah. And it was directed by Peter Billingsley. Now, that name sounds familiar. It's because he was Ralphie in A Christmas Story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like he directs a lot of movies, doesn't he now? Like that's his
Yeah.
thing. Does he still act?
I don't know. I haven't seen him in anything, I don't think.
Huh. Did I ever tell you the story about the lamp from that movie? You know, the lamp,
leg lamp?
In Christmas Story.
I don't know. Refresh my memory.
Okay. My an ex-girlfriend of mine that I was seeing, her father collected old radios. He collected like old antique radios, and he had a basement full of them. I'm talking like they were everywhere.
Okay.
And he had that lamp,
the leg lamp
radio thing, or
it wasn't
it was a
radio.
leg lamp. Excuse me, but
It's
he
the
had
foot and the heel and the
yeah,
fishnets
he had,
and the leg.
and I know they sell them, like, you know,
Novelty
as
gifts,
novelty,
yeah.
but he had the one from the movie. He had the actual prop.
Really?
Yes, he had the actual prop. He got it from somebody that he went to college with, worked on the movie or something. I don't know.
That's pretty neat.
But he had like, yeah. I thought I was like, oh wow, that's like, oh, that's like from the movie. He goes, no, that's from the movie. Like, oh yeah, I know. I've seen the movie. He goes, no, that's the movie, the actual thing.
No, kid, you're not getting it. It's actually like from the movie.
He had it like in a case and everything, and had like, you know.
I probably would have like barbed wire around it and in a glass case. Like, if it's the original from the movie, you don't want people to like knock it down.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You didn't want anybody.
I wouldn't want me knocking it down because I'm as graceful as a rhino. So
there you go.
Yeah,
so,
I know how I am.
So that's my little
tremendous. So
trivia.
This movie stars Vince Vaughn, Malin Ackerman, Jon Favreau, Faison Love,
Jason Bateman,
Kristen Bell,
Kristen
Davis, and Callie Hawk.
Okay.
Yeah. So those are the main cast, the couples in the movie.
So, like, briefly, what's the movie about? Essentially, couples retreat. Obviously, the title kind of says it all. It's a bunch of couples that go
who are a
close
knit group of friends.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah. And they end up going to an island resort, and one couple needs help with their relationship, and the rest think they're just going on a vacation. And it turns out they all have to work on their relationship, and they learn some things about themselves and each other along the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is another Vince Vaughn, Jon Favreau movie. So the first one, so they met on the set
you
of
say
Rudy.
It's another one of their movies.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean their movie?
So
like
they met
directed it, they
wrote
produced
it.
Okay.
So they wrote it, they starred in it. I think they produced. So they met on the set of Rudy, and they made the movie Swingers together. And that was the first movie I saw the two of them in. They had a movie come out after called Made. They've worked together on a lot of different things. And this movie of all their collaborations is just my favorite. And I love Swingers, but this is my favorite.
I haven't seen Swingers in so many years.
Oh, there's so many, so many.
And what was the other one they did? Made,
Made.
right?
Yeah.
And wasn't that kind of, was that like a sequel to Swingers or something?
No, it's about this guy, John Favreau's character. I think he used to be a boxer, and he's basically protection for his girlfriend, who's a stripper, who seems like she cheats on him and does drugs. And the woman has a daughter he tries to take care of, and he and Vince Vaughn.
So it's not a sequel to
No,
Swingers.
no,
All
no,
right.
no.
You
So
don't have
it's
to
not
give
okay.
the, you know, something.
So
All right.
the thing about Vince Vaughn, if anyone's ever noticed, at least for the movies we've watched, he always seems to play the same type of character, but it works. Like when you have people who do that, it gets old. But there's something about Vince Vaughn. I don't know if it's the movies that he chooses. It just works. At least to me, it does. It's like
I feel like every Vince Vaughn movie I've seen is one that he either like wrote or directed, or I don't even know if he's a director. I'm not sure, but I feel like he like had a part in the movie other than just acting in it. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just he writes.
He's a funny guy.
I find him funny. I know a lot of people don't find, like, I have a couple friends that can't stand him, but I enjoy him. Like, I think he's fine. He's not like the funniest guy in the world or anything, but I get a kick out of him. I think he's all right. I don't mind watching a movie if he's in it.
And I love Sean Favreau. And one of my favorite things about him is the movie The Replacements with Keanu Reeves. His character. So there's these group of people just filling in because there's a football strike going on. And one of the football players is a cop. And he reminds me so much of my brother, and even kind of like in that movie looks like him. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. And there was just something about that. I'm like, he's a good actor and a good writer. And I like his movies. And
hell of a director too.
yeah.
Wow,
Oh,
geez.
yeah. And then he's gone on to do so much more with all the Iron Mans and the Marvel movies. Yeah. But yeah, I love John Favreau. So it's just like, I think for me, the combination that just made this movie really great.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
So the opening of the movie starts with David Bowie's Modern Love, which is another song I absolutely love. I love this song. And I'm just like, can this movie get any more awesomer? But it does. But it opens up with that song, and they're showing these clips of like couples over time. And I just thought that was really cool, and it was cute and sweet. And there's something about it I really enjoyed, and it made my heart center feel warm and fuzzy.
Okay. There you
Yeah.
go.
And as like the end of the song comes, they start showing pictures of the couples in the movie. And during the beginning of the movie, we get to know the main cast of characters. So there's the main couple, Dave and Ronnie. And that's
Ronnie is short for Veronica.
Vince Vaughn and Malin Ackerman. Then there is Jason and Cynthia, Jason Bateman and Kristen Bell. There is Joey and Lucy, who is John Favreau and Kristen Davis. And then there is Shane and Trudy, played by Faison Love and Kaylee Hawk.
All right.
Yes. So
they have kids too, right? So the first couple, Dave and Ronnie, have two little kids.
Two boys.
They've been together for 7 years.
Yeah.
We find out.
Jason and Cynthia are the kind of anal retentive couple. you learn about them, especially Jason.
Yeah, like super nerdy, over analytical kind of person.
PowerPoints for everything.
Yeah. And they've been together for 10 years.
Yep, 10 years. Joey and Lucy have been together for 18 years. We find out they have a daughter, Lacey, and they conceived her on prom night.
Yes.
Yep. And then Shane and Trudy. Shane is divorced from a woman, Jennifer, and Trudy is his 20-year-old girlfriend.
That's right.
Yeah.
And he's like in his 40s, right? Or something.
Yeah, they're probably like late 30s, early 40s. So Dave and Ronnie seem like a pretty normal, good couple. Jason and Cynthia, we find out they're having issues. And Joey and Lucy, one of the things I like when they show Joey and Lucy together and they're interacting with their daughter, they're like really doing a great tag team of like, she's wearing next to nothing, is going to go out with her friends. And he's just like, what are you doing? Can't wear that. Like, you know, you're important and don't let like men treat just based off the way you look, treat you like that kind of speech. And Kristen Davis's character, Lucy, she's like, he's so right. And just like, so John Favreau will say something, Kristen Davis like chimes in. And it was such like, and you're like, oh, wow, like what really good parents. And then the daughter goes upstairs to change. And he's like, did you mail the tuition check? Like, I thought you were going to do it. And they start bickering. We've stuck together for 18 years. Let's just, you know, make it a couple more months or something like that. So obviously they're having problems.
They can't wait for their daughter to go to college so they can split up.
Mm-hmm. And then Shane and Trudy, we find out Shane is divorced from his ex-wife, Jennifer. Trudy is 20, like we said.
And they've been together for 2 weeks.
And they've been together for 2 weeks.
At the beginning of the movie.
Yeah. Uh-huh. So basically, Jason and Cynthia put a PowerPoint presentation together. And they, during Dave and Ronnie's son's birthday party, during the magician that Trudy watches, she stays downstairs to watch. They give their PowerPoint presentation, just going over what they're going through. Cynthia's been trying to get pregnant. It's put a strain on the relationship. And they want to give their relationship one more chance. And they found the place to do it, Eden. And it's an all-inclusive resort that is this beautiful tropical island. There's jet skiing.
Place looks like a screensaver.
Oh, yeah. Holy shit,
sorry,
it looks like a screensaver.
Sorry, carry on.
And, you know, like jet skiing, couple skill building, snorkeling. Oh, wait, what was that? Couple skill building. So they have to know by midnight that night. They'd be leaving in a week to go. There's a last minute reservation. The reason why they're asking everyone to go is because they can't afford to go to this place on their own. But if they have a group, it's half price. So
before we go on,
yeah,
could you tell everybody listening or watching how much the actual, because this is an actual place.
Okay, so let me explain about this Eden Resort.
Just give the price.
It was filmed at St. Regis in Bora Bora. Now, today, if you want to go there and stay in one of the villas, the gorgeous, beautiful villas that they stayed at, you're looking anywhere from $250,000 to just under $400,000.
That's a week, right?
No, that's a night.
Damn it.
That's a night. And it does not include airfare, nor does it include the boat ride from the airport to the island.
Does it include meals at least?
It includes usually breakfast and a dinner, but no lunch. And that's per night per person.
$250,000.
That is more than the cost of our house. We bought our house for less.
For one night.
For
one person.
Per person.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
What else happens there? Is that like where you get like the meaning of life? And do you find out?
It looks like a fucking screensaver.
Do you find the secrets of is like everything? Do you sleep on gold beds?
No, but so in the movie,
What?
like they show up at this place and they learn there's another resort on the other side of the island, Eden West, and that's a singles resort, aka Hump Island. And
did you say hump?
Yes, Hump Island. That's its nickname in the movie. No, it's just funny because they actually put a little thing in it, and I'm curious if people pick up on it, like towards the end of the movie when they get over to the other side, but we're not there yet. So there is a singles resort. Now, they get to their villas. They're like these gorgeous huts on the water, and in the floor, it's like a window, and you can look at the fish swimming in the water because like the villas are on the water.
Well, if that's not worth $250,000 a night, I don't know what is.
So again, the villas, they do have the little windows on the floor. They have like they have the pools, and then you can actually go into the ocean as well.
Well, if that's not worth $250,000, I don't know what is. A night per person,
not including airfare and the boat ride. Yeah. Talk about a cold, hard slap of reality.
So anyway, keep going. We're
things we'll
way
never
off track
afford.
Here. Don't talk like that. Jeez.
No, I know. Think positive.
Come on.
Anyway, so they go to the villa and it's beautiful. And they go, the restaurant there is like this 5-star restaurant. And they're having dinner. And we meet Stanley with a C, who does not accept tips of any kind, but he does accept smiles. And Stanley gives them their itinerary. And at 6 a.m., they have couple skill building. And it's not optional. So they learn that it's all or nothing. If you want to stay here, you got to participate in the couple skill building.
So basically what happened was they all got talked into going to this resort to help out. What are their names again?
Jason and Cynthia.
Jason and Cynthia, thank you.
Under the premise that they didn't have to participate in that.
Right. That the couples skill building was optional. It is not optional. Now they know. Now they found out that they all have to participate, and they are not happy about it.
Nope.
So anyhow, go ahead.
So they decide over dinner, like, the meal's included. So let's talk about it. Because as Stanley said, maybe they'd prefer Sandals Resort. And so.
Are you going to go through this like scene by scene? Is this what we're doing?
I don't know. I'm just going off my notes that I wanted to talk about. So they decide they're going to stay. So we get the movie. So they show up at couples skill building and we meet Monsieur Mosso. I can't say it like Stanley says it.
Like he yeah, I can't do it either.
But so we meet him and he's the one who oversees it all. And he makes everyone take off their clothes. And Faison Love, he gives him like the best compliment ever. And this is how, like, anytime somebody's going to talk about the fat on their body, it's not fat. It's layer upon layer of dormant muscle.
Oh, yeah.
That is like the best way to describe that. I love it. That is the positive creative thinking that I like. All right.
Yeah.
We get to meet the therapists as part of the couple skill building. So John Michael Higgins, I know him, like he's been in a bunch of stuff. He was in Best in Show. He was in a Psych episode. Do you remember which one?
Well, the gentleman one.
I don't remember the name of it though. Yeah, the gentleman one. But he's funny. He's in a lot of stuff. He was the therapist for Dave and Ronnie.
You'd know him if you saw him, I'm sure.
Ken Jeong, and he's a comedian. He's in a lot of stuff.
I think he was like in the Hangover movies, right?
Yeah. He's the therapist for Jason and Cynthia. There's Charlotte Cornwell, which I'm not too familiar with, but she was the therapist for Joey and Lucy. And Amy Hill, she's in a bunch of stuff, TV shows and movies. And if you see her, you'll be like, oh, okay. But she was in 51st States. She was the therapist for Shane and Trudy. So these scenes were really fun because, again, you're just learning more about these characters and just their personality types and
their relationship.
Yeah, their relationship and what they're going through. And I just wanted to point out two things with Jason and Cynthia. The hypothetical gun, pulling a hypothetical gun on their therapist to know how they're doing, just showing the personality type. And then Dave and Ronnie, their therapist brings up that Dave bulldozes Ronnie. And I remember like the first time, like I've never heard that, but it was a great way to describe kind of what happens when
you have a strong personality who just takes over everything.
Yep. So another couple skill building exercise that they do is they're out, Dave and Ronnie and Jason and Cynthia, they're out feeding fish in the ocean and they have a bucket of chum, but it's the two girls together and then the two guys. So I was confused. I didn't get why they had the girls together and the guys together, but not the couples. I didn't know what kind of skill building that was.
But not only that, it wasn't all four couples. It was only two couples.
No, because...
No, it was only two couples.
No, I'm sorry. Yes, because Shane and Trudy were mountain biking.
Is that part of skill building?
It probably was.
Okay.
Because they were with the other guy.
Okay, but what were the other couple doing? And tell me how that's part of skill building.
Couples massage. They were supposed to do it together, though.
Laying down and getting a massage is going to
what's sitting in the water and feeding fish?
Fair enough. Okay. But anyway, they were not all together. It was just,
they weren't.
So they were split up.
There was a really good quote from that where a shark comes and Vince Vaughn is in the water surrounded by chum. And Mr. Mosso is just telling him like,
no.
I can't do it. I can't do it. Anyway, Marceau, he's telling him, like, just calm down, relax. And he's like, take the French out of your mouth. And I love that line.
Take the French out of your mouth.
Yes.
Get the guns. Shoot
there
some
are no
fish.
guns. One life is not better than another.
One life is not more important.
Yes,
than
more
another.
important. Thank you. Yes. Oh, it's so good. So Vince Vaughn has a shark encounter, which the next day at therapy.
They're like these tiny little.
It's like a little tiny scratch on his knee. They're like it looks like
baby sharks.
Baby shark. Baby shark. You're welcome. You all hate us now.
Yes, I hate us.
But so he was traumatized by this, but it brought up like a line I use it all the time. They're at therapy. Ronnie brings up what had happened. He was so traumatized, couldn't take her to the waterfall. Vince Vaughn's reaction: I know my truth. I fucking love that line.
Truth.
I know my truth.
I know my
I
truth.
have stolen that line just to pop him so many times.
It's a fantastic line.
Anytime like we get in a fight, not a fight, but a disagreement.
A fight. But yeah, because we fight so much.
Wrong word. A disagreement. I know my truth. And it makes them laugh every
time. Damn it.
Yeah, because I love you.
Yes, I love you too.
Yeah. So then another thing that comes up is couples yoga with Salvador.
Really got it, me.
Please. So do it. This guy,
this guy, what's his name? I have to look at his name. This actor, I got to give him props. Carlos Ponce. This guy is awesome.
He is. He's so good.
So awesome.
Plays this character so well. He's this yoga instructor and he's really creepy. And he's like, transfer your energy. And he's like, just like doing this motion. He's like patting people like on the side of their ass. Encouragement. Good. Yes. He just like the personality, the character is hilarious. And people are blowing off fireworks.
Sounds like a war zone out there.
Banging. It's fireworks. Yeah, like there's like the girls are in what's it called? Happy baby pose, where you're on your back and your legs are up and you're holding your feet. And the guys are supposed to kind of be like up on top and they're rocking and transferring their energy.
It's tantric energy.
Yes. Feel my karma.
Transfer your tantric energy.
And so was it Kristen Bell? Yeah, I think it was Kristen Bell. And so Jason Bateman's doing it wrong. He's like, here, I'll show you. And he gets on top and he like does it. He goes up, he's like, boom. And she's like, what? Boom. And Jason Bateman's like, am I doing this right? I feel like my back is curved. Like, and she's just like, why? Like this guy is like on me, pumping me basically, saying boom. Yeah.
Boom.
How is that not funny?
Boom. All right. Encouragement. It got me.
So then they're told they have to be there the next day before sunrise, but Trudy ends off taking off on the other side of the island.
So you're leaving up Faison Love. What's his name in the movie? Shane is he, as we mentioned earlier, he's a lot older than her and she's young, she's a 20-year-old girl. And every time they're going to do something, he's tired. You see him just kind of like, he's being like a sloth. Essentially, he's just super tired. He doesn't want to do anything. He's on the bike ride. He's complaining. Whatever they're doing, he's complaining.
He's not as in shape.
Right. Yeah, because he's got layer upon layer of dormant muscle.
Yes.
And so she ends up getting fed up with him and she leaves and she goes to Hump Island.
One of the things we forgot to mention is the bang, bang.
Boom, boom.
Pow, pow.
Pow, pow. I forgot.
And she calls him daddy. So he's trying to get a motorcycle and she's like, hurry up, daddy. And like, she's really loud and she calls him daddy and it's just really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
obviously you need to watch it.
So yeah. So they end up having to go over to.
Well, Jon Favreau wants to get over to that side of the island because
so does his wife.
Yeah, so does his wife. They both want to go there because when they got to the island, that's when they realized there was a whole other side. So he and his wife would love to go to that side. So Jon Favreau develops a plan to sneak over to the other side of the island at night to find Trudy, of course, and then make it back by
and have a couple
sunrise.
drinks, you know.
Yeah,
But
just
but we got to find Trudy.
we're doing
though.
it for Trudy.
We're doing
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
right, sure.
But we can have fun while we're there. Yeah, of
Right.
course.
So they go over to the other side of the island.
Yep, they go to the other side of the island, and that's where we kind of really see more of Jason and Cynthia, where he's just trying to control everything. You get that about his personality in the movie, but here she's rowing and she can't seem to do it right, and he's just correcting her, and she ends up jumping out of the canoe and swimming to shore.
As you do.
Yeah, and he's just like nitpicking at everything. It's like, okay, enough. So they get to the island. Cynthia's upset. She takes off. The girls go after her and they split up. The guys are left to get to Hump Island on their own.
Well, they're on Hump Island. They just have to
Well,
find the resort part of it.
I guess it's hard. And that's the other thing. It's hard to tell with where, because the girls get to the waterfall, which was part of that island. So it's just kind of weird.
It was confusing.
Yeah, it was kind of
how
confusing.
this whole thing was set up. But anyway,
We were not given a map.
I didn't
with
have a map
coordinates
to look
about
at,
the whole place.
unfortunately.
Yes, we have to use our imagination. But the gentlemen stumble upon the Ponderosa. And inside the Ponderosa is Stanley with a C, wearing a 1981 Kenny Rogers tour shirt.
The Ponderosa is awesome.
Yes.
I mentioned it to you earlier.
You did. And I'm like, is it like
I don't
a real
know if,
place?
I don't know if it's still a thing or not, but when I went trained to go, when I went to train to be a wrestler, it was in Ohio. I was in Ohio for several months, and we used to go. I think it was every Thursday or every Friday. We'd go to the Ponderosa, and then the other place we'd always go to would be a Perkins. You ever heard of Perkins?
No.
I don't know if they're still around or not, because this was a long time ago. This is a long time ago, and
It's what, 30? No.
No, not that long.
No.
It was 90.
So 15?
6.
15 years ago?
No, that's long. I mean, it's 2021.
No, 15.
So
25.
25. Wow.
Math is hard. Numbers are
Wow.
hard.
So it was a while ago. Yeah, but I used to go there, and we would go there every Thursday and Friday. Like I said, I can't remember which night, but anyway, and it was all you can eat, and it was like awesome quality food. So good. But anyway, that's the Ponderosa. The Ponderosa Steakhouse, I think it was called. And then Perkins was just like another restaurant that had an all-you-can-eat buffet, and they were delicious.
I've never heard of it.
It was so good. For like $15, you could eat everything. Steak, they had prime rib. Oh, it was so good. Anyway.
Remember the Crown Round? I remember that was a place in New England. And I didn't eat there a lot as a kid, but I just remember, I think it was like Tuesday nights, you paid your weight. So like, yeah. So if you were like 85 pounds, it would be 85 cents. It was like some weird thing, like kids paid their weight or something like that. I don't know why that came to mind, but it did.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All
so
right,
they go to the Ponderosa.
Back to the Ponderosa.
Stanley and other staff are there, and they're playing Guitar Hero. Now, one of the things that's mentioned and caused a lot of confusion for me was that Dave sells Guitar Hero, makes Guitar Hero. It's very confusing on what he actually does with Guitar Hero. So I question, does he work at a store, like a video game store, and he sells it? Or does he work for the company that makes it and sells it? Or did he actually make the game? I don't know.
It's very unclear. You can't really tell, but he's a Guitar Hero whiz.
Yes.
I've never played Guitar Hero.
Nor have I.
So I couldn't tell you anything about it.
But he hustles Stanley. To get directions to go to the club and not get told on, because he wants to rat on him to say it.
Marcel.
Yeah.
Did I say it right?
Just cough while you're saying it. So they figure out how to get there. They end up there. The girls end up at the waterfall, and Salvador happens by, and he has a tropical drink. I think it's like island rum that he makes. And the girls are drinking, and Cynthia is just like, let's go have fun. And They make their way over to the other side of the island.
Well, they're already on the other side of the
I
island.
keep saying that,
They're
but they
just
make it
going
to the
to the
singles
club
resort.
wherever
Yes.
they're clubbing
They
and
make it to the
dancing
singles
and
resort.
everything. Yeah, that's all.
Um, and they get there, and Joey finds the San Diego dance troupe that he met when they got to the island. And he's like, I gotta go. We gotta ask the locals, what's going on? We gotta find Trudy, ask for information. And everyone splits up. But before they get there, the guys are walking in the woods and they're kind of calling each other out on their shit. And one of the things that Vince Vaughn's character brings up to Joey is he starts talking about like Applebee's. And he's like, who wants to go to Applebee's by themselves? And it's this kind of long speech, but it actually plays a part because when you hear that, like for me, I was like, Joey's character, when you first meet him in the movie, he's sitting alone at I don't know if it's an Applebee's, but some kind of like restaurant sports bar at a table. There's a bar behind him, there's sports on the screens, but he's alone.
Maybe it's an Applebee's bar.
Maybe, but he's alone. And so I think it just kind of shows that reflection that he's already alone at Applebee's, so to speak. He's already there. And is it really doing him any good? No. So that's just something that I had noticed and thought I would point out. What? Okay.
Nothing.
So they end up.
You keep going.
They find Trudy, but while Shane is looking for Trudy, his ex-wife Jennifer shows up, and we meet Jennifer, the ex-wife.
I hate this part. This part's so dumb. I hate it. I think it's terrible. I will crap on it after you explain it.
But she explains how she heard from the salon he was coming. She had to come find him because she had to tell him how she feels. So basically, like when she first met him, that was the only guy she's ever been with. And she had to go explore and be with other people. But after doing it, she realized like how much she loves him and how important he is to her. And she wants to be with him. And he realizes that what he's doing to Trudy isn't fair. And he speaks to Trudy and she's like, I'm sorry, I'll go back. He's like, then you're doing the same thing I was. So he splits up with Trudy and gets back with his wife, Jennifer. Jason and Cynthia make up. Dave and Ronnie kind of get like they didn't really have issues, but they just realized some things and
they ended up fighting on the island. They started getting into an argument and fighting with each other on the island. They're the only couple that went there that you think is fine. There's no issues. They're fine. They seem like they're in love. But they end up just having a fight. And I guess they have this little fight and then realize, okay, we really do love each other. We're really crazy about each other. Now we just have to be better at showing it.
Yeah, and work on it to get together.
That's it. Yeah.
And who else? Joey and Lucy. Joey is with the San Diego Dance Academy and sees Lucy dancing with Salvador, and he walks up and knocks him out. And one of the things Salvador would say is, because Joey takes off his shirt and he's like, oh, chest muscle. He's like, like a peacock. Peacock chest. And you call him peacock chest. So
yes, he did.
Joey walks up to Salvador, punches him, and he and Lucy start arguing. And Joey starts going off about like, wanting to go to Applebee's. And she's like, are you asking me to go to Applebee's? And they kind of like go back and forth. Like, okay, well, I want to go to Applebee's with you and I want to go with you. And they get back together.
They start passionately kissing.
And everyone, they're bringing in the love, bringing it in.
But before we go on, though, I have to talk about the Jennifer thing.
Talk about the Jennifer thing.
Because it's stupid. It's so dumb. Okay. Shane is the most pathetic excuse for a man taking back a woman like this. Sorry. If I'm hurting anybody's feelings or offending anybody, I don't care. He's pathetic. He explains in the movie that he went through 3 years of therapy with her to try to save their marriage. She left him. They divorced. It was finalized. They get a divorce. She tells him that she's had so many one-night stands and she's had like 2 guys at once and all this shit. And she's talking about how she's been in bed with people that she can't even remember their names in the morning and all this shit. She's basically talking about how she went out and turned into a slut and a whore. But she realized that she really loves him. And so she just wants him back.
She realized that she wasn't missing out on anything. She had it really good.
And he took her back.
I know.
After all this.
To play devil's advocate.
There's no devil's advocate.
No, I'll play devil's advocate.
There's no devil's advocate here.
Listen. Regard me. She is basically saying she had to learn her lesson. And it took all of going through that to realize how good she had it. However, because she wasn't happy because she kept thinking about all the stuff she didn't do in life. And that's her own issue she had to work out. I'm not saying I would do that. I'm just saying that's her perspective. She had to go through that. But he loves her. They love each other. And if he can accept that, okay.
Okay. If you think that's cool, great. I'm giving my opinion.
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
In my view, this guy is pathetic. If I'll say it right now, if we were in that situation, you went and did all that, I don't think I'd be able to say, okay, honey, I still love you. I'll take you back.
I'm sorry, honey. I think there's I divorced you and I had to go whore around for a while.
Yeah, like what? I mean, but that's what it was. That's a without saying it, that's what she did.
One of the things that she said that I didn't like is he's saying, you know, how his friends like him. And he's like, I like myself. And he just turns around and walks away. And she goes, well, I don't like you. I love you. But that just like, it's a cringe moment because
her whole speech was cringe.
If I love you, obviously I like you. Like, you are my best friend. Of course I like you. Yeah. So to say that I don't like you, like, I get why they did it and why she said that, to say, because I love you. But I look at it like, if you are in love with somebody, you obviously have to like them too. You can't hate, like, dislike somebody. I mean, I guess you could dislike somebody and be in love with them, but it's not healthy.
I guess you
wouldn't be healthy. Yeah. So that was kind of,
I wouldn't recommend that, but I guess.
Like, if somebody said, I don't like you, I love you, I'd be like, you sure about that?
To me, it's just, and the fact that she decided also that she was in love with Shane when she realized that, or when she heard that he was went away on to a resort.
Sounds like someone's jealous.
Exactly. So when he finally says, fuck it, gets a girlfriend and moves on, finally.
But she didn't know he got a girlfriend.
Regardless, the fact that he was going to a singles island is what she heard. Mm-hmm. And that's when she, and I realize I love you. It's just, sorry, to me, it doesn't, if this were real, obviously it's a movie, it's fictional, whatever. But if this were real and you followed these couples 2-3 years down the road, 5 years down the road, as like a where are they now? What happened? They wouldn't have made it.
Wait, are you saying we need a couples retreat part 2? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying that if it, all right, fine.
Jon Favreau, if you're listening,
we need a couples retreat too to make my wife happy, please. If anybody out there listening cares. But that's the thing. Like, she's not, to me, I'm sorry, she's not. It's not a sincere thing. It's a jealousy thing. At first, she's with the guy, but she's not thinking about how good she has it. She's thinking about, well, all this stuff I'm missing, all these other one night stands I can have, and all these threesomes I can have, and all this whoring I can do, and all this clubbing I can do, and all. That's what she's thinking. So she finally gets it. And then when he goes and finally says, okay, I guess I got to move on now after 3 years of therapy, she's like, oh, wait, oh, he's going out and doing what I've been doing.
It just made me think, like,
I really need him back now.
The personality types who always feel like they're missing out on everything.
What's that called? FOMO,
fear of missing out. I feel like that's her type of character, I guess, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, moving on.
Regardless, hated that part of the movie. Hate that was the end of that movie.
That wasn't the end.
Well, that they end up together. I mean,
Okay.
they're together at the end of the movie.
So the end of the movie, they all show up after sunrise, and so the whole thing is at the end of the couple's counseling, they're supposed to be shown what their spirit animal is. And we find out that Jason and Cynthia, their spirit animal is a rabbit. Joey and Lucy are a wolf. Shane and Jennifer are a bee. And Dave and Ronnie are the ass. Be an ass for your marriage. Be an ass for your children. Be an ass for love. I'm going to be the biggest ass you've ever seen. If you want to know why, watch the movie.
Yes. So that's
couples retreat. Oh, and there's an after credit scene. Federal Reserve is a pimp,
which we never
even knew.
We never knew. I just happened to look on IMDb. I'm like, oh, there's a post credit scene to this movie. Of all the times we've seen it, obviously we never sit through the credits.
It was like 12 years I've watched this movie, never sat through the credits.
So yeah, that's Couples Retreat. Now, as has become kind of customary when we do these movie review shows, I think the mics picked that up. I was trying to clear my throat because I'm losing my voice again.
Shocker.
Golly. Excuse me. We go to the IMDb user reviews, and I have not read any. I've glanced over them. There are several. And the average user review here on IMDb is a 5.5 out of 10, which means it's not really that highly regarded. It's kind of an movie, right? And I mean, like I said, I don't mind the movie. I enjoy it. I laugh at parts and stuff like that. But it's not like, for me, I wouldn't give it
what would you rate it?
Out of 10. I'd probably give it like a 6.5.
I give it a 9.5.
There you have it. So I quickly I didn't read any, but saw that like the headlines and the number, whatever out of 10. And there's a lot of 9 out of 10s. There's a couple of 10 out of 10s. There's a lot of like really low.
So I want to hear these low ones. What people have to say.
Do you want me to start with some low ones?
Yes.
All right. Let me scroll through. I got a 9. How about a 4?
Okay.
This is a 4 out of 10 by Barnstormer 2. This was left in October 19th of 2009. So probably right around the time the movie came out. He gave it a 4 out of 10, and he titled his review Snore Fest. Having enjoyed Vince Vaughn and Jon Favreau in Swingers, I thought that this had a pretty decent chance of being a funny movie. No dice. This film tries to be a zany comedy and a touching drama at the same time and fails at both. It starts out well, but somewhere about 20 minutes in, seems to lose its way and it never comes back. I've seen worse movies and there are a few funny moments, but by halfway in, I was hoping it would end soon because it was just boring. The best thing I can say is that this movie will have you wanting to visit Bora Bora because of all the beautiful scenery. Other than that, meh.
All right.
So thank you, Barnstormer 2.
I can't remember if I mentioned it in the beginning, but to me, this movie has so many like nonstop awesome quotes. I don't remember if I said that before, but like
there's a lot of one-liner and funny.
It's like throughout the entire movie.
Yeah. It has its moments. How about a 10 out of 10?
Yeah.
From Irish Dancing Monkey, left in August 19th of 2018, titled, Why Do People Hate This? I don't understand why everyone hates this movie and thinks it isn't funny. This movie is a favorite in my group of friends. We constantly quote it.
Sounds like someone who kind of person I'd hang out with. Yeah.
So there you go. Just a 10 out of 10. Ooh, here we go. Are you ready? We've got a 2 out of 10 from Bob M 5508, left on November 11th, 2009. Shockingly unfunny. What a wasted opportunity. They take 2 of our finest comedians, a beautiful cast of hardworking actresses, and a great tropical setting, and it comes out a stale, lifeless, laugh-free mess. Man, this was painful to watch. Vince fired off a few smile-inducing one-liners in the startup domestic setting, and that was the last smile they got out of me. Once the cast was moved to the tropics, everything went wrong. Male-on-male embarrassment was overused about 5 times. Vince tried a few off the wall diatribes that fell flat. Young women swoon over Jon Favreau? Huh? And he ignores the fabulous Kristen Davis? The pratfalls to marriage are glossed over and play out badly. Every scene seems to last about 5 beats too long. Favreau gets not one but two masturbation scenes. What? Neither comes even close to delivering any humor. All four couples have shaky or totally damaged relationships. And then, in a 10-minute whirlwind finale, all solve their problems in a totally superficial way. And I couldn't possibly have cared less about the Guitar Hero duel. Yikes.
Okay, I just.
I
Oh.
Let me finish.
Oh, I thought it was done.
Let me finish.
My mistake.
God damn it, let me finish.
My bad.
I guess I blame the writing for being witless, shallow, and lazy. The actors take that material and lay an egg with it. And a first time director, the legendary Ralphie of Christmas Story fame, either couldn't see it or was overmatched by having the writers and producers in front of the camera. A huge disappointment for me, and shocking that this dribble can gross over $100 million at the box office. Any evening of bad TV sitcoms would be just as enjoyable and $9 cheaper.
All right, Bob.
Wow.
Who pissed in your Cheerios that morning?
Bob M.
So one of the things he said that Jon Favreau was like, what was he saying? Like women swooning over him?
Yeah, the college women,
But-
the San Diego.
Well, they were
women.
drunk.
Right off the boat?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they were.
They were
That's true.
drunk. They're drunk chicks.
So what are you trying to say? That Jon Favreau has to only gets drunk women
No, but
swooning
he's
over?
making it sound like just in general, this guy has women fawning over him, but the only chicks who seem interested or the one chick is really drunk all the time. So what does that say? That was my retort.
I love that
I'm
you
standing
are
up for
like
this
you are
movie.
just an ardent defender of this fine cinematic piece of.
To each their own with their opinion.
All right.
I just don't have to agree with it.
Well, another 4 out of 10 review here by Troy Campbell, October 7th, 2009. He titles his review DVD Bargain Bins Beckon. I'm unsure what is more worrying, that Vince Vaughn and Jon Favreau starred in such a mediocre comedy, or the fact that they wrote it. Good friends and regular collaborators, Vaughn and Favreau have had mixed results in their working partnership. Swingers is a bona fide cult classic which tore up the indie circuit back in 1996. Made was a disappointment to all those expecting Swingers 2. The breakup was a successful guilty pleasure, and 4 holidays, or 4 Christmases in the US, flopped massively at the US box office. Where does Retreat fit in? Somewhere near 4 holidays, but at least they didn't also write that. The target audience was obviously never decided upon, as the humor seems to cater for everyone. 1 minute there are mature real life moments that firmly fit into the funny because it's true category. The next, there are gags revolving around untimely erections and masturbation that would be right at home in American Pie. Done in the right way and on their own, either of these forms of comedy can be brilliant. However, mixing them together makes for a muddled experience. There are a few hilarious scenes, the yoga session undoubtedly the most memorable, just nowhere near enough. Of the cast, Vaughn and Ackerman come out best, their natural chemistry and adroit comic timing going a long way to keeping the movie afloat. The others don't fare so well. Favreau needs to leave the acting business and focus on writing and directing. It is practically impossible for him to be amusing on screen. Bateman, Bell, Davis, and Love all fail to ever get us laughing, whilst the extended cameo from Jean Reno is possibly the worst stuff the experienced Frenchman has ever put on celluloid. If you are looking for an easy comedy with fabulous locations and women, then this might do the trick, but I definitely could not recommend spending your hard-earned cash to see this at the cinema. DVD Bargain Bins Beckon. 2 out of 5. 1 being rubbish, 2 ordinary, 3 good, 4 excellent, 5 classic. So this guy was even came up with his own ratings. But actually, hold on a second.
Didn't he give it a 4-star?
I thought it was 4.
Oh, because out of 5.
Oh, I see. So this guy like made up his own ratings because he was way too good for the IMDb ratings system that he was reviewing this on. All right. Oh, wow. Look at this. Another 4. Dialogue so shallow it was almost appalling. Do you have anything to say about Troy Campbell's review about the DVD Bargain Bin?
I thought Jon Favreau did a great job acting in this movie. I thought he was hilarious.
Okay. I thought he was fine. I had no problem with any of it. I just like seeing you get so like fired up defending this movie.
I feel like we should hold debates where like you have movies that I absolutely love and somebody who like hates it and wants to rip it apart, and we can hold like a formal debate on the movie.
Troy Campbell, if you're listening,
I challenge you to debate on Couples Retreat.
There you have it. Troy Campbell, if that is your real name.
Or Bob.
Or Bob. Oh, here's one. Here's a 2 out of 10. Worse Than You Think is the title of this review by EMCM5517, left back on October 11th, 2009. It's a short review. I'm not sure what movie the other reviewers on here watched, but it wasn't the same movie I watched. This movie sucked pretty badly. I could see the whole Sarah Marshall thing it was trying to replicate, but it fell short on every level. The writing was terrible, not at all witty, and none of the characters were believable, although Vince was okay. He was the exact same character he plays in every movie. The ending felt as if they couldn't think of anything, so they just ended it predictably. I could go on, but I know they will just keep making these money makers, and I'll keep paying to see them. All right. There you go.
Okay.
Then you have a couple 8 out of 10. Very funny, very good.
Like, let's do a 10 out of 10.
All right. I got one here. Oh, I just lost them all.
What did you do?
God, man. Why is this hated?
No, do a 10 out of 10.
I don't see any other 10 out of 10s. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. There is another. Oh, all right. Let's do this one. Oh, and this, did you do this one? Because this is a recent one. Oh, okay. This is a 10 out of 10 from Jasmine Airhorn. And this was left back on December 22nd, 2019. Charming family movie in gorgeous surroundings. I don't know if this is a family movie, really.
No.
It's PG-13. There's a lot of adult type stuff in this movie. A lot of adult themes.
Wouldn't watch it with my 13-year-old.
Probably not. Set in the gorgeous surroundings of Bora Bora, this family movie is one of the most charming, easily watched and rewatched films in our house. Makes me long for a tropical getaway of our own. Bang, bang.
Are your family all adults? Because if so, that would make sense.
Sure.
If they're children, that's a little yeah.
Here's another 9 out of 10. Don't Understand the Hate by Cy Wright, left February 23rd, 2020. Maybe married couples appreciate it more than singles. It's one of my wife and I favorite movies.
Yeah, maybe he has a point. Maybe like the people writing the bad reviews are the people who eat at Applebee's alone.
Ooh, that could very well be. What an observation by you.
Yeah,
wow.
Just wonder. It could be. It's possible.
It very well could be.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a couple more 1-star reviews here.
Let's do one more 1-star.
You want to do another 1-star? All right, let's see here. Just the title here. The cast, crew, and producers should be ashamed. This was left by Ducks Dude X 556905327. Left on October 15th, 2009. I'm noticing a lot of these October 15th, 2009 on these bad reviews.
Maybe that's when it came out.
Could be. Yeah, could very well be. If your idea of comedy consists of juvenile, dirty jokes that center around masturbating and sticking your private parts into other people's faces, then this is your kind of movie. If your idea of entertainment is watching 4 narcissistic, sexually depraved adults trying to cope with married life, then this is your kind of movie. The photography and location are fantastic. That's pretty universally accepted by everybody, I think. Casting did a great job in booking the talent. Peter did a good job on the set. The plot could work with better writers. The story was weak and fragmented. I would recommend this movie only if you have absolutely nothing else to do on a cold, rainy day and you're craving popcorn. My rating is F+ for great scenery. The cast, crew, and producers should be ashamed. Wow.
That was harsh.
There you go. There you have it. So, and there's a few more in here. Wow.
Can we do one more positive one? And on a positive
I'm liking
one?
all these, just the 1-star review, avoid at all costs. Oh, here's another 10 out of 10. It looks like a short one. We'll end on a positive note with this one from Narita Quiles.
I don't have my glasses on. I don't know.
Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. It was left on January 3rd, 2019. The actors and location make this movie entertaining. It's light yet poignant. Jason, Vince, and company are delightful.
Delightful.
There you have
I
it.
like that. Delightful.
We're gonna leave it up. We're gonna leave it there.
Yeah.
Still scrolling. There's a lot of bad reviews. Oh, hey, it's Vince Vaughn starring as his only character, Vince Vaughn.
And I brought that up.
Okay, I gotta get out of there because I'm just gonna keep. That's tremendous. All right, so there you have it. Couples retreat. So I would assume that you're gonna give this a thumbs up and a recommended.
Oh,
watch,
absolutely.
for sure.
Absolutely.
All right,
Yes.
I too will give it a thumbs up. Not as strong as the thumbs up from my
So maybe a
lovely lady.
1 thumbs up compared to my 2 thumbs up.
Yeah. I'll give it 1 thumbs up. 1 thumb up. One thumbs up.
I think
You know
you've
what I
done
mean.
that last time too.
Jeez, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, 1 thumb up from me and 2 from my lady. So yeah, we definitely recommend watching it. Check it out. It's funny. It's not a family movie. Sorry.
Don't watch it with the
Don't
little
you
ones.
probably don't want to watch it with anybody under what 16. It's PG-13, so I guess depending on what you think is acceptable
And your
for
comfort level
for
and
your
what you
young
joke around
teenager.
with your kids. If they're like little babies, obviously they have
Yeah,
no clue. But
yeah.
yeah, I think that
There's no real violence other than the one when Favreau knocks up the yoga dude. There's really no violence.
it's
or
more
anything
of
like that.
like there's no nudity, but it's like sexual comedy.
Yeah, there's a lot of just like mature situations and that kind of thing.
Yeah, not for kids.
I wouldn't recommend it for children.
No.
But that's just me. Anyway, check it out.
Yes.
Good flick. I don't know if it's on cable or not.
We own it.
We own it.
Yeah.
So
I want to know, what do you guys, have you watched it? What do you think of the movie? Did you hate it? Did you love it like I did? Or did you just think it was okay?
okay. I say okay, but I think I probably like it more than that since I put up with it so much.
You laugh all the time.
And I
when we
do
watch
laugh.
it.
So I guess it's not a movie that I'm just like, hey, let's watch Couples Retreat. But when you say let's watch Couples Retreat, I'm like, all right.
You're like, okay.
I don't ever fight you on it really. So I guess
Because it's good and you know it. It's our style of humor.
There you have it. So check it out.
Yeah. And let us know what you think.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely let us know. And yeah, that's going to do it for this week. Unless there's anything else you wanted to add. No? You're good?
I'm good.
Good to go?
Yeah.
G to G?
G to G.
All right. Well, on that note then, I am the GG. What?
If you want to let us know what you think of Couples Retreat.
We did our plugs at the beginning of the
did,
show.
We did the website?
We did the website and the Twitter account, but go ahead and say it again. Find us on Twitter.
Pod. Homewreckerpodcast.com.
There you have
it. You can give us a 5-star review on iTunes, please. And find us on YouTube, Brighteon, and Odyssey, and subscribe and like, please.
Please.
We didn't do all this.
We didn't do that part, but we did like the social media and the website and stuff. So I didn't want to do it again. Didn't want to get redundant. You know what we didn't mention actually? What? I'm gonna cut this music here. You know what we didn't mention actually, and we probably should have mentioned this at the beginning of the show. We got fucking shadow banned.
Oh yeah.
How did we fucking forget to even bring this up?
It came back. So, okay, we're going to talk about this for a moment.
God.
So it was last week's episode, right?
How the hell did we not mention this?
I don't know.
Wow.
A lot has happened in the past week.
Yeah. So we recorded the show, last week's show that came out about the UAP report, the UFO report that came out that the government put out. That was whatever. And we read it and we talked about it. So we put it out. We put our show out on Wednesday like we always do. And we wake up in the morning and it's not showing up anywhere.
Well, I look and I'm like, 2 downloads.
Where's the show? Yeah.
What the hell? Like
there's
that's...
Yeah, there was no down. There was two downloads, which is 2. And it wasn't my phone or your phone because it wasn't even showing up. So we're like, where's our show? So I went to just the app that I use. I go in and I'm looking. I'm like, our feed is gone. Like, what the fuck is
Like it
going on?
wasn't coming up, and if you searched for it, it was gone.
It was
like
gone.
we did searches. We used like our different phones, the computer, gone. You couldn't find us.
Couldn't find anything.
And we're like, were we taken down? What the fuck?
Like, what do we do?
And then it wasn't showing up on Apple iTunes and all like
the Apple Podcasts, it wasn't showing
yeah,
up.
so
Spotify wasn't showing up. Like everywhere that we are.
Pandora wasn't showing up. Like all these places.
That particular episode, which our feed was showing up. The like the show was showing up. Like the previous show with Adriana was there, but that particular episode just wasn't showing up. Like it was like it never got released. And I'm looking everywhere. I was so mad that morning trying to figure out what the hell happened. And I put out I think you might even still be there. There's two of the same episode on our feed because of me putting out another one without the description. We thought
maybe it was something that we put,
I thought it was
like
something
an algorithm.
Maybe, we thought the algorithm maybe flagged something that was in the description, but I didn't even think it was anything that was even questionable or anything, but you never know with the algorithm. So I just put out another stream, and I think I might have, I don't even remember now, but I think
you're just like, let's see if this one works. The
said,
report.
Will this work? And that wasn't working either for a while. So I finally just at that point went, fuck this. I was pissed. So I think you put out a couple things on social media just to let people know what was going on. That we don't know what's going on, but the show's gone.
So I had to send the links, like you can watch it here, and like it was on YouTube, and I'm like, oh no, is it going to get taken off of YouTube? I mean, if it was taken from everything else, like you could only find it on Podbean, who hosts our show.
Yeah, and I mean the episode was there. I could see it when I log into our account. It's there. Yeah. But nobody's seeing it for whatever it was not. You couldn't find it on any other podcast platform. Then the next day it just showed up.
And then it was back.
It was back. Like, so hell? I don't know what happened. I have no idea, but I figured we probably should address it just because we did mention it on social media being shadow banned or whatever. I'm pretty sure that's what happened because I don't know. That's never happened with any other episode. Nothing else we've ever done.
I don't know.
And again, we didn't. I don't feel like we said anything even remotely questionable or controversial or anything.
We actually put the government over for being so clever about the way they went about things. Yeah. But I was like, is it because we wrote CIA?
UAP
report?
I changed a bunch of the stuff in the description just in case of something maybe getting flagged in an algorithm or whatever.
I was like, of all the episodes we've done, this is the one? This mild one? Like, what?
Yeah, so... Yeah, I gave up after about an hour of messing around and going through all the different stuff. And I was gonna put my fist through my table because I was so mad. Like,
but what did I tell you?
What'd you tell me?
I said, don't worry about it.
I didn't. I stopped. Like I said, I ended up just walking away from it and ended up channeling my frustration and anger into other things and getting other stuff. I channeled it in a positive direction.
Did you end up having a good day?
Yeah, I had a great day afterwards, but I was mad when it first happened because I'm like, how is this happening to us? We didn't even do anything.
But I told you, like, don't worry about it. Whatever's going to happen, it's going to happen.
So we figured I'd mention it here for anybody that's stuck around this long.
But thank you for everyone for your support too.
Yeah.
Who were supporting us about it. Yeah, so we appreciate you.
Absolutely. So yeah, figured we'd mention that.
I totally forgot to mention that.
It literally just popped in my head at the end here. I'm like, how did we not mention this? So
like a week ago felt like a year ago.
Well, I mean, as of us recording now, it's only been 2 days. Or wait.
A week.
Three, no, not a week. 3 days. Wednesday's when the show comes out.
I thought you meant from when we
recorded we recorded the show a week ago, but we put it out 3 days ago from when we're recording now. So it wasn't that long ago, but it's
like 3 days. A lot has happened.
Sorry, spaced it. Yeah, it's been a busy couple days. But anyhow. So hopefully this episode doesn't get shadow banned or whatever the hell happened last week.
Appalachian's like, I Hate Couples Retreat. It was a horrible movie. We're taking it down.
Take it down.
We can't win.
That's in their algorithm. Anything couples and retreat together.
Oh, no.
Ban it. Yank it right off of the damn feed.
It is what it is.
So Until next time, thank you very much for sticking with us and spending your time, your most valuable currency, with us. We
We
appreciate
love
it.
you.
Thank you so much. And until next time, I am the Golden Greek, Alex Arion, joined as always by my beautiful, lovely, gorgeous, amazing trophy wife, the lovely Monique.
And you've been listening to the Homewrecker podcast.
Smiles. Need that little ding sound
Ding.
effect. What was that song in the movie that you loved so much?
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
It's so catchy. Say na na, say na na na, and they're like kind of rapping really fast. I don't know what they're saying, so I can't do it. I sing what I know, and I know my truth.
Boom.